What is going on, everyone? Star Wars Media here, and today I'm here to talk about something that I've been waiting for a very long time, and many of you probably have been as well. Disney and Star Wars and EA all together are finally revealing and talking about their first single-player Star Wars video game. And as a lot of you may know, they actually did a big gameplay reveal just the other day over it. And the game's name, of course, as probably everyone knows, is Jedi Fallen Order. And today I'll be talking about my impressions of it, what I didn't like about it, what I did like about it, and what I want to see from it, because of course we don't know all the information and it's just stuff that hasn't been answered that I'd like to see in the game. So without further ado, let's get things started. Now, go ahead and talk about what I didn't like first, and that's not a lot of things. I really was very impressed with this game, but I'll go ahead and get my quick little nitpicks out of the way so we can focus on more of the bigger stuff, and especially the stuff I liked. So the first thing I didn't like was the time during the gameplay intro or reveal that we saw the QuickTime events. Now, those of you that don't know, QuickTime events are pretty much button mashing. The image on screen kind of gets frozen, and it'll show like a button on the keyboard or the controller, depending whatever you're playing, will come. You have to mash it in time, and there's sometimes just a sequence, sometimes it's one button, but that pretty much triggers an animation that runs that you don't control, and it just shows like an animation of you pretty much really killing your opponent is what it's most likely going to be used for. And we only saw that with like an alien creatures when Cal's getting attacked, and I hope it stays like that. I really don't want to see quick time sequences in the combat with like stormtroopers and any other, kind of human being or anything that's similar to a human being. I really hope it's more for the alien animals and like wild creatures, you could say, because honestly, like, I really want more of like a freedom, feel like you're a Jedi type of game. So quick time events just feel like a really cheap and easy mechanic to me, and I really would not want to see that in my Star Wars game. My other quick little nitpick was the graphics, and of course this is like I think they call it like pre-alpha or alpha build of the game, so it's not polished. But the graphics weren't anything spectacular. Now I know that we're really spoiled with the Frostbite engine in Battlefront 2, but these just were and maybe it's because Kashyyyk was like really crowdy and gray and washed out, but the Wookiee, especially in this, the Wookiee did not look good at all. It looked just like worse than the 2015 Chewbacca from, 2015 Battlefront. It did not look good, and I hope they polish that up, and I'm sure they will. But that was definitely an eyesore to look at. I was not impressed with the graphics really that much at all. They were fine. They did the job. They held up enough, but nothing that blew me out of the water at all. So those are my quick two little nitpicks. Stuff that I don't think we even come close to, game breaking. I seriously doubt that QuickTime events are going to become a big part of the combat system. Again, we only saw them once, and we saw quite a lot of combat in the trailer, or yeah, I guess you call it the gameplay trailer, whatever you want to call it. We only saw it once, so I'm not really worried about it. Just something that I would prefer not to really see in the game often. Now, going on to what I did like, and this is really where the meat and potatoes of this video are, the stuff that I was really impressed with, the stuff that I really wanted to talk about with y'all. We'll just jump right into it. And the first thing that, just kind of hit me immediately was, this is the game, and this is the gameplay that I've wanted to see ever since Disney acquired Star Wars. We've been waiting for this such a long time, at least, like 2012, whenever we first really got wind of what was going on. And immediately, it'd be a current gen, or I guess new gen, whatever you want to call it, Star Wars game where you're a Jedi would just be something awesome. And it's finally 2019 when we're getting one. Definitely long due, I feel like, because we are just something that especially I've been craving, just a modern day single player Star Wars game. It's finally coming, and this it hit that need. It filled it, and I just can't wait to let that satisfy years of anticipation for a game like this. So really looking forward to that. And then bouncing off that point, talking about the Star Wars single player experience. The story looks really in depth. I think we'll get really involved and really attached to Cal and PD-1, of course. I really liked PD-1. I thought he was an awesome little companion that's going to make this game just, that much more in depth. And then just seeing also how this is going to be so well connected to the Star Wars lore, the Star Wars canon. A great example is, he's meeting with Saw Gerrera. Saw Gerrera was in the Clone Wars, he was in Rebels, I believe, and then of course he was in Rogue One, which is, in my opinion, his most famous kind of appearance in Star Wars. So a very big kind of extreme rebellious character that we see throughout, different Star Wars movies and TV shows is getting into the video game, which is awesome. That just shows you that how dedicated these developers, writers, the whole team is into connecting this to the Star Wars that we know and bringing it to life in this video game. That's something I really appreciate. I just love how well Disney has mixed old content with new content, right? Like they're just kind of mashing it all together. And don't get me wrong, I really love like a new, fresh story, but it really is special when we get to see, different stories like this kind of get meshed into what we know. It's just something really special. And I think this may be one of the last times we get to see something big from this time period in Star Wars. Of course, they've done Rogue One and Solo, which have both been between episodes 3 and 4, and we're getting now a video game. I'm really glad they've just totally knocked it out of the park and that we're getting another great story from that era. Really looking forward to that. Another biggie is just the beauty of the lightsabers and the Force in this game. It was nothing too extreme, right? Like they kept it pretty well grounded, of course, with there was a little bit of wall running, but we definitely expected that. I would say, at least everyone that knows this dev, we really kind of expected something like that. But I'm not complaining at all. I'm really looking forward to it. The movement looked awesome. Lightsaber mechanics, just the sounds and the look, the glow of it did look really good. They definitely did a great job showing that off and polishing that up for this, because that was just, it was just beautiful to see. And to see that in action is something that I can't wait to see. I mean, the lightsabers look like they did the proper damage. One of my biggest complaints in Battlefront 2 is that it takes like 2 or 3, hits with the lightsaber to kill someone. Like, well, no, one slash with the lightsaber, and we saw that with the stormtroopers in this game. And you're done. And then of course the marks that the lightsaber leaves in this game are super. Just they seem like they're perfect, and that was just super satisfying and awesome to see as someone who just was obsessed with lightsabers as a kid and now. It's just awesome to see that get brought to life in this. So that's something that really made me happy to see. And then kind of wrapping this up, this whole kind of story focus is that it seemed, as a linear game, definitely immersive enough. I felt like this was in Star Wars. This was a Star Wars story taking place before my eyes, and just getting really into, the universe and the canon and the lore was quite easy. It just from start to finish, yeah, this is Star Wars. This is awesome. And that's something that I'm just so grateful for and so thankful that, that the devs took the time to do this properly. Something that I really appreciate and can't wait to get my hands on when this game finally releases. Now to wrap things up this video, stuff that maybe not been confirmed or like just blatantly obvious, just kind of like big overlooming things I just would want to see put into this game are, of course, plenty of locations, right? Like, it's a Star Wars video game. Please, take advantage of that, and let's see all sorts of different environments. There has been some stuff already kind of spoiled, relatively by accident or by not. I'm not really going to say what those are, but if you guys go look at the pre-order bonuses, hint, hint, you may see some locations that have kind of been leaked because of stuff you get. Anyways, if you guys want to know more about the locations, I suggest taking a look at the pre-order bonuses. If not, though, you may want to be careful when you go and look for that, just as a heads up. I'm not going to say what they are, not going to say what's going on with that, but there are some stuff that's, I guess, been sort of revealed. Yeah, it has. But anyways, I just hope we get to see a lot of cool different places in the game, and that's something, I guess, general expectation, but I feel like it just needed to be said. Of course, another thing, again, a general expectation, but again, something I think that I need to say is we want character arcs. We want Cal to go through his full, personality change and direction. We want to see that, man grow into a Jedi and live out as good of a life as he can after, Order 66 as a light side user. Of course, those are obviously very dark times for the Jedi. And just seeing his story come to a full, completion would be just, something we all hope for, and something, obviously I think we're going to get, but hey, I'm never going to take anything for granted. Just, you never know. and really overall, just get me interested and immersed in a Star Wars story that happens to be a video game, right? Like, tell the story through the video game. Let's see like a full, Star Wars story play out. You have so many hours, you could say, to really draw out the storyline more so than a movie. So the build up and the character development is really what I would like to see. Just seeing the story arcs get, their full justice from start to finish, and just seeing this game as kind of, a completed masterpiece would just be perfect. It really would. Couldn't ask for anything more. But this game looks really promising, and I'd be willing to bet money on it. That is a solid game. Of course, all we can do now is count down the days till it comes out, and hope that time passes by quickly, right? Because we all want to get our hands on this and play it from start to finish. I'm really looking forward to sitting down and putting a lot of hours into this one. I don't think, at least my first playthrough, I'll do any sort of live streaming. Just because I think I just need to play it and let it go through my head without any distractions at first. But after that, I would be glad to run through it on, just hanging out, replaying it, picking up on small details I didn't notice throughout the stream, talking to the community while I do so. But those are really my only plans. Just get the game and just binge, video game binge it, essentially. And really looking forward to that here in the future, later this fall in November. Thank you all for watching. I'm very curious to see what you guys think about this. Not only this video, let me know how I did, but also about the game. What are you guys looking forward to? Do you guys share the similar complaints that I do? Do you guys have any different complaints? Any different things you praise? I'm really interested to hear about it, so feel free to let me know in the comments. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Star Wars Media, and may the Force be with you.